Starting a business sounds fun. You get to make all the rules, you work for yourself and get to enjoy all the riches, right? However, starting a business isn't for everyone. Here are 5 reasons why you should not start a business. Let's start with the first one, and it is you don't want to. You do not have to start a business. Just because maybe everyone else in your social circle is starting a business, or maybe you've seen everyone on TikTok or YouTube that is talking about how great business is, it doesn't mean that you need to start a business. You should be starting a business because you want to start a business and it suits where you're currently at in life. You do not want to start a business that you do not want to start. Because if you go down that route, all that's going to happen is you're not going to enjoy running the business. It's going to feel like a chore. You're going to burn out and you're probably not even going to profit what you were expecting to make from it. The second one is you think that you're going to get rich quick. This is not a reason to start a business because this is very unrealistic. Unfortunately, we see a lot of headlines about the big businesses that have made it, whether it's the big social media companies or whether it's an online retail store. But what you need to remember, for each one of these, there are thousands of businesses that have failed. And starting a business isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to first generate a profit. And this can take a lot of time just to even generate $1 of profit. The next step that you want to tick off is making sure you're actually making more profit than if you were just working a job. If you've got to work 60 hours in your business to earn less than what you would have earned working 30 hours in your normal job, then you have to consider, is this right for me? And only then, once you get past that stage and you're now making more than what you would have worked working anywhere else, then you can start to enjoy in some of these riches. But this could take time. Now, it's going to depend on you, your experience, what type of industry, and how much money you're actually trying to make as to how long this process actually takes. But I think a lot of people think they go into business and they're just going to make lots of profits from day one because they hear that's what happens to others. And that's just very unrealistic. So it'll come down to a bit of a realistic expectation on how much money you're actually going to make running your business. Now, I do want to give a bit of a plug for something that I do as a part of my business, and it's a free email newsletter that you can join. The link is in the description to this video. As a part of this newsletter, I drop business tips and tax tips every single week for free to you guys. I'd love for you to join up. Now let's look at the third one, and it's the stress that comes with the business. If you think you're going to business and it's going to have no stress, that is just unrealistic. A lot of people are very stressed in the job they're working, and they go, I want to leave this, I want to work for myself. I don't want to have the stress of dealing with the boss, for instance. But just because you leave a stressful work environment to go to a business doesn't mean this new environment is going to be completely stress-free either. You're likely going to have just different stresses because all of a sudden now everything is on you. You're the person that's responsible for maybe all the delivery of the work, for quoting the work, for invoicing the work, for all the different functions of that business. It's likely going to fall back on you to start with. And this is something you need to consider. Is this something I can deal with? If you're someone that doesn't deal with stress very well, then running a business probably isn't for you. Other people thrive in these environments. They love when things are getting busy, when things are getting messy, and when things are just a challenge. That works well for them. And they might thrive in that environment. But for someone that doesn't really want that, then you've got to really consider, is business right for you? Because it is likely going to come with stress and unique stress that you haven't previously dealt with. The next one is, if you're time poor, do not start a business. Businesses take time. It doesn't matter what type of industry or how much money you want to make, it will take time. Now, those factors will determine how much time, but it is going to take time. So you need to be realistic. How much time do I actually have to dedicate to this business? And a lot of this will depend on what else is going on in your life. For instance, maybe you're working a full-time job and this is going to be a side hustle. We need to look at how much time do I have to dedicate to my side hustle on top of my full-time wage? What about if you've just started a new family and maybe you've got young kids? Do you have time to still commit to running a family as well as running a business? You want to make sure that you're still nailing your life priorities as well as your business, because you don't want to put all your focus on your business and all your time there and then other things get neglected in your life. You want to make sure you can actually balance both. Now, this will really depend on how much money you're trying to make as a part of the business. So do some calculations and work out how much do I actually need to dedicate to this business to make what I'm wanting to earn. And then the last one is, do not have unrealistic expectations. This kind of covers everything we've talked about leading up to this, but do not be unrealistic about what this business will be, because if you're being unrealistic, you shouldn't start it, because when you're doing your planning, you want to go, what is actually likely going to happen? Not what I think could happen in 20 years' time, because that's not going to be relevant right now. You want to make sure you're going to fulfill what you need in your life right now, because that's where you're going to start from. Yes, there might be tough times in the early days and you might be building to something, so it might be a bit tougher to start with. But you want to make sure you're setting up a business where you can actually get through those tough times. You really want to be realistic with the time you have to dedicate. We just talked about it, but how much time do you actually have to dedicate? And we want to link that into money. How much money are we wanting to generate from this business? And will the time I put into it actually allow me to generate that level of profits? And then, of course, your ability. Are you being realistic on what your abilities are? And this goes beyond just technical skills. You can have all the technical skills to deliver the product or deliver the service your business is going to deliver. But do you have the skills to actually run a business? It's very different to be a technical worker compared to a business owner. You need to be realistic on, do I have these skills? And if I don't, how am I going to develop them? Because development of skills is going to take more time, which is going to take away from the time that you've got to run the business. Now, if you've watched all of that and you still want to go ahead and start a business, in this upcoming video, I'll go through the first 10 things I think a business owner should do to set their business up for success in the long term. I thank you for watching this one, and I hope to see you over there.